being a single mother is ratchet. I don't care what anybody says. As someone that was raised by a single mother, is the most ratchet shit in the world. And it fucks up, especially young guys, like especially young men, it fucks them up. Let me tell you something, okay? If you're gonna have a kid, make sure you have a solid, stable, fucking not moving relationship. And a lot of you people think you do, but you really don't. So let me just give you some baselines that you need to be aware of. First and foremost, be married before you have a kid. Know the person, I would recommend, for at least 5 years before you have a kid. And you've got to really test your relationship. Like, you've got to go through the highs and lows. Some of you are in relationships where nothing has ever gone wrong, and then you have a kid, and then you have an entire life that you're taking care of, and things are bound to go wrong when you have kids. Kids are very stressful. Kids do a lot of shit on a day-to-day basis, not just pooping, crying, and peeing and everything like that, but when they get older, they become very problematic, and it causes a strain on your relationship. Make sure that you have been through some serious shit with your partner so that you can solve problems together. But single motherhood is ratchet. We all know the statistics on it. Like, it's 2020 fucking 5. Shut the fuck up if you're talking about, oh, single motherhood is good. Like, it's the worst thing that you can do for yourself, for the child. I don't care how much child support you get. It is actually a garbage setup no matter what. Look, having a baby daddy, baby mama, ratchet. Having multiple baby mamas, baby daddies, multiple ratchets, okay? Being ratchet puts you down on the dating level. Like, when you're going to date somebody, when you're going to talk to somebody, if she has a kid, if he has a kid, it's automatically an entire responsibility that you now have to take care of. A lot of women get judged on it a little harder than men because as men, we look at a woman for her youth, her innocence, for what she can provide to us sexually. And we want her world to revolve around us. And when a woman has a kid, naturally, the world is going to revolve around the kid. My mom's world revolves around me till this day, and it revolves around raising me. That's the truth. Even though I'm a grown man now, I'm always going to be her kid. I'm always going to be, the person in her life that she wants to see win. Now, obviously, if my dad was around, the father of the child, there's a love there. But let me tell you something. When you're a new man coming into the life of a child that you don't know, I'm not saying the child won't accept you, but like a lot of times they won't. You're not my dad. It happens, okay? It 100% happens. And on top of that, she's got to accept you. She's got to support you. She's got to back you up. And it shows that she made incorrect decisions in her life. Now, let me flip to the dads here for a second. Let me flip to all the single dads. It's not good either. Like, you got multiple baby mamas. You got multiple women that you couldn't find love with, that you couldn't find stability with, and you pumped out kids with. Look, it's not necessarily the best thing. Unless, here's the thing. Here's the fine line between this where I'll give you an exception, right? And this is why a lot of single dads are not judged. You can provide at a high level. Like, I think Chris Brown has like 3 kids with like multiple baby mamas. I think a lot of rappers have a shitload of kids. Nick Cannon's a great example of this. Like, if you can provide at a high level, if you can provide a home for all these kids and all these women, look, low-key, you're doing society a service. Low-key, you're doing, those women that are baby mamas of like guys that have money are living a better quality of life. They're raising their kids with more ease than a lot of women out here that are married to men. Look, if you got money, you're going to be able to raise a family in a better way. I'm not saying that you'll be able to be a good dad. I'm not saying that you'll be able to be a good person in general, but a lot of times finances determine the success of a child because children need food, shelter, water. They need to be able to go to a school. They need to be put in after school activities. Like, that's a big thing for children. Like, a lot of times, like, you being cool, you being nice to the child, it has a massive psychological play. But as a child gets older, they really care more about their peers. And that's why also being financially stable puts you in a good neighborhood with a good school district so that things don't happen. Let me tell you, I never listened to my mom after my father died. I never listened to her. And my mom was a great person. My mom was, saying all the right things, but I never fucking listened to her. I never listened to my dad a lot of times too when I was a young kid. I listened to my friends more than anything else. And because I was in a good neighborhood with, some structure, it was fine. When I moved to Baltimore, right, and we were in a fucking bad neighborhood, we weren't in a good neighborhood, that's where shit in my life almost went bad multiple times. Like, I was in very bad things. I was not doing the correct things. There were many times where I was sitting with, there was just one time I was sitting with a girl and she wanted me to inject something, okay? I didn't really know what it was at the time, but she's like, do this with me and we're going to just feel so good and we'll have sex. And I was just weird with the needles. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this. But low-key, I was tempted. I was like 50-50. Had I injected something, maybe I would have been a very young addict to some kind of drug that I didn't know because it was a young, hot girl in front of me. You know, your life can be gone like this as a young kid because you're influenced by somebody that isn't good. So in Baltimore, I saw a lot of that, and I would have never seen that stuff in Jersey when my dad was around because the neighborhood, the place we lived at, the people that we were around were not like that. Jersey's Italians, Jews, and Indians, and they were all earning a lot of money. They weren't in, you know, that kind of stuff. But when I went to Baltimore, I would see that stuff every day. I'd walk to school with crack needles on the ground, and I was always like, man, why so many people do this? Maybe it's so good. Like, you don't know the thoughts that went through my head. So I'm telling you right now, you got to have money if you want to raise a family. And as a single mother, you're not going out to try to buy a man and provide for them. But as a single father, as men, I'm telling you guys, you got to know, you want a woman in your life, you got to provide for your baby. You got to obviously maintain the relationship with your baby mama, and you got to provide for this new woman. If you can do that, which some men are able to, then go out and date. But look, being a single dad and not having money is ratchet. Not being able to provide for your kids as a dad is ratchet. Being a single mother without a man is ratchet. The worst thing that you can do for a child is to not have a father in the household. And this is where I'm going to end it off here. Look at the statistics for like single motherhood. Like, kids are more likely to be incarcerated. Kids are more likely to have early pregnancies. Kids are more likely to be violent. Kids are more likely to fail in school. Kids are more likely, I'm not even talking like 1, 2, it's like 7x at times. Fathers discipline children. Fathers being in their kid's life is one of the most important things for a child's upbringing, okay? It's the hard discipline. It's the fear that, my dad's gonna, punish me. You need to have that in your life. So I'm here to double down on this shit. Single motherhood is the worst thing in the world. It is the most ratchet thing in the world. Single fatherhood is just as bad. It's just as bad, okay? But I focus a lot on single motherhood because a lot of women are the ones that initiate divorce. A lot of women are the ones that choose their happiness over their family, while men will choose their family over their happiness. I see it time and time again. Do not be a single mother. Do not have kids with someone unless you really fucking know them and you've been through some shit with them.